We have to start inspiring not only our youth, but the people around us to do more. That there is bigger things out there. That there is no limit to what we're capable of. But it has to start with the youth that we have in front of us. It has to start in our education system.
Make a choice. Be a champion.
The education system we have right now is a very interesting culture. Right now, and actually for a very long time, the education system doesn't really teach us anything about our culture. It doesn't teach us about the culture of progression. It teaches us just realistically what's been in the textbooks for so many years. You know, the culture that we grew up on is graduate high school, get a job, go to college, have a family, rinse and repeat. But we're not actually taught how to do any of that. You know, we're having our kids graduate high school, 18 years old, and make these lifelong decisions at an age where you've never had to make a real decision before. I mean, you're being educated to graduate high school, which is the biggest moment that you've ever accomplished, and now take out hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans to go towards a education of something that you have no idea if you want to do it, but yet that decision is being made to be had by somebody who's never had to make a decision before in their life, and now is being forced to make one that's going to affect the rest of their life. It doesn't seem like that's right. It seems like there's a disconnect. You know, a lot of these kids are going to school, oh, I'll figure it out while I'm in there. And then they get their degree, and then they move forward, and they go, wait, I can't use my degree for anything that I want to do. Because by the time you've reached the age of graduation, an 18-year-old is now 22, they still haven't experienced much. They're still trying to figure out who they are. And yet now, what they do know is that they've got tons of student debt. They've had no education or schooling on how to manage money. They've had no education or leadership direction on how to figure out who they are as a person and what they want in life. But yet they do have two things. They have a degree and they have debt. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to school. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying though is that there needs to be a better education on what to do after you get out of high school, after you've been able to figure out what it is that you want. There needs to be more leadership in trying to get people at an early age to figure out what they want to do with their lives. Teach people how to figure out what their passion is. Teach people how to actually manage their money, how to move forward, how to balance being an adult. I mean, think about this. These same kids that are going to have these student loans for the rest of their life have never even had to pay a cell phone bill. They've never had to pay rent. They've never even been on their own. They've lived in their family's house ever since they were born. And now they've got these debts over their head. They've got this pressure of their family. They have this status quo of what they're supposed to do because now they've got a degree. There are so many trades, there are so many skills, there are so many things out there that people can do that are skilled amazingly at that don't need degrees. So many of the best business people in the world, the wealthiest people in the world don't have degrees. They went to college, they used college as a tool to learn how to learn, and then took those pieces and applied it to what they want to do. The growth of entrepreneurship is so high right now because people are learning that they can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want. They can become anything that they want. But our education system doesn't teach that. Our education system isn't teaching us that if you lay a path out for yourself and stick to it, you can become anything. But the culture of our education system right now is graduate high school, go to college, get a degree, get a job after you get your degree. And the sad reality is a lot of these people that are getting degrees either can't find work or go into a field that has nothing to do with their degree. The worst part is you spend all this time going to school and then you realize that what you went to school for, you actually hate. And then you go work for that industry only because you have a degree. Oh, it's what I went to school for. I don't love it, but it's what I went to school for. And it breaks my heart to see this because this is such a common story. It happens over and over and over again. And so many people talk about, oh, I wish I just would have done this. I wish this would have been different. I wish I could have just gone this route with my life. But I got a degree. I went to school. I went to school for art and animation. I'm not doing that. I'm still doing art. It's a different type of art. But I didn't need a degree to open a business. I didn't need a degree to inspire people. I didn't need a degree to travel around the world and fight. Yeah, schooling did teach me that I didn't want to be a part of the schooling system. It taught me that there were other ways around doing what I love. And it taught me that if everybody else is doing this route, if everyone else is going to school, that means there's opportunities for me to think outside the box and do something bigger. Like when I was going to school, I wanted to be an animator for DreamWorks. I wanted to be an animator. I wanted to work for this massive company who had all the best projects, who worked on all the best films. And through the process, what happened was, instead of me wanting to work for them, when it shifted in my mind, it was that I wanted to be a company that made the films. I wanted to be the guys that were working on those films directly. I didn't want it to be just a part of it. I wanted to be the whole thing. I wanted to be the ones that were able to put the magic together. Because somebody else thought of that. The owners of these companies, the people at the top, they're the guys that have the options of being like, yes, I want to work on that project. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to be a business owner. I'm talking about being able to think outside the box. And it would just, for me, it would be amazing if there was a shift in our education that teaches us to think outside the box. That's not all about go take out $100,000 in student loans at an age that you have no idea how you're even going to pay it back. It sounds good on paper. Oh yeah, just pay it back 4 years later. You can put it on deferment. You can actually just keep postponing it. You tell that to an 18-year-old who's never experienced anything in their life, they're just going to chew it up and they're going to eat it all day long. I think there needs to be more leaders that are teaching our youth that they can be whatever they want, and it has to start at an early age. So that way, by the time they graduate school, or by the time they graduate high school, that then they can really make educated decisions on what they want to do after that. There's no reason why you can't start pursuing your dreams at any age. You don't have to be out of school. You don't have to have a degree to pursue your dreams. All you need to do is have the confidence to say, I'm pursuing my dreams. You just need to be able to say, yes, this is what I'm working towards. And whether it's an educator, a teacher in the schooling system, somebody that's a mentor, or somebody that is directly next to you that you're just taking in information from. We have to start inspiring not only our youth, but the people around us to do more. That there is bigger things out there. That There is no limit to what we're capable of. But it has to start with the youth that we have in front of us. It has to start in our education system. Our teachers have such an important role. And my goal as a teacher now is to work with all of the kids that we have, all the adults that we have, and just keep showing them that they can become anything. Most recently, I had one of our kids win a jiu-jitsu tournament, and it was one of the most amazing moments as a teacher to me, because the kid comes running off the mat, and he comes running to me, and he goes, I didn't quit. And he goes, and I pulled the choke off me, and then I just kept going. I'm a champion. And that moment resonated so deeply, because this was a kid that has had his moments in the gym, real young. And he felt what it meant to be a champion. He felt what it meant to overcome things. He felt that it didn't matter what happened in previous things, that he could overcome this. And now that's all he talks about. He talks about, I'm a champion. I'm going to do this because I'm a champion. That moment is going to change him forever. And if we can impact one person with that same mentality, the whole world's going to change.